how long have you? When did you start coming to St David's? Tell us about your history, your personal history here with St David's.
I came here when I was 15. So we moved from the Camp Hill Presbyterian Church to here. And when we were married, we moved out to Jimboomba. We were there for 11 years. We came back here and everybody was still in the same seats they were sitting in when we left. I'm talking stickability, yes. But in a way, that can be comforting too. That, okay, nothing's changed, it's all just fine. Yeah. For the connectedness I have here is that every significant circumstance in my life has happened here. And I say that up front, and yet I'm excited for whatever comes ahead and whatever movements might happen. So the significant things like I made my confirmation here. My husband's family were already here. We already knew them from outside the church. So together we ran youth group here, he and I. And that was a time when youth groups were big, so there were 50, and we used to do car rallies with the youth group at Weller's Hill, Tarragindi, and progressive dinners with the youth group at Weller's Hill, Tarragindi. So we felt we knew all of that crowd anyway. Sunday school here, married here, our children were baptised here. All of my parents and my in-laws had their funerals here. Every significant thing in my life has happened here because of the family and the community that this area, this congregation has created, the support and encouragement for every aspect of my life. But I still say I'm excited with whatever God's doing ahead, going forward, and because He has a perfect plan. Had one for me, and He will continue to have one all along, whatever it is that's about to come. My reason to have hope going forward is because when I take the opportunity to look back on what God has done in my life, even the most awful things and the most difficult things, when I take the opportunity to look back, God shows me the good that He purposed and the good that He brought out of those things. Looking back reminds me of His faithfulness and His goodness and His wisdom that is higher than my wisdom, and His thoughts and plans that are better than I could ever have. When I take the opportunity to look back, that gives me such great confidence that the same God who has cared for me and nurtured me and brought the best out of every circumstance for me will continue to do that in the future. So I need not have any fear. Even though I don't always agree with Him, and even though I do not understand, when I recognise the good that He's brought out of it, I can trust Him that He will continue to do that. And whatever He brings in the future will be for my good and for His glory. Okay, what I am most excited about right now is this op shop. For one reason is I am an avid customer of op shops, and I have been forever. And I've always had this inkling in the back of my mind that I'd love to be the person who sorts things out and lines things up and gets things in absolute order. And when I buy something that's missing a button, I think, gee, I'd love to be that person who sews on the buttons in the background. So this op shop gives me a great deal of excitement just for my OCD, just because I'm getting things organised. But the most exciting part about the Op Shop Plus idea that we have is engaging with the community. And I know we had that thought of loitering with intent. I want to be one of those people. I want to be here for folk who will come in needing more than just to buy cheap stuff. People who come in with real needs and hurts and dashed hopes, and I want to be listening for those little clues that say, this person needs somebody just to come alongside, and for me to be able to listen and shout them a cup of coffee, just give them some time, be a listening ear. I don't see it as my being pushy. I'm certainly not going to initiate any conversation, but I just want to be there in case people want to talk and to be available. And for Southside as a whole congregation, to have this opportunity and this outlet to be available for the community in this way. So I'm really excited about what I might be able to do in this space. When there aren't folk here needing to have a conversation and a coffee, I'll be really disappointed. But if that's right,
you'll be sewing on the buttons.
I will be. My ironing board will be in the corner. I'll just be ready, listening, loitering with intent. Yeah, I love that term of phrase. Yeah.
What difference do you think that will make for the congregation?
I reckon.
Or that you hope it would make?
Yeah. I think the more folk who can hear the stories of what opportunities are opened up, the more of our Southside folk who might want to get involved. And there are so many opportunities in an op shop for people to do all sorts of things. There are lots of things in the background, all the sorting that needs to be doing, and allotting garments, for instance, to this is really good, this one needs a wash, this bit needs a button sewn on. There's a whole lot of work that needs to happen and the ironing, but there's also the choosing, do we sell this, do we pass this on, do we give this, those sorts of things, and there's the cleaning up and the washing up and all those. There are a million jobs, and people to make the coffee and to serve. Not everybody can talk to people, but everybody has something that they can contribute. So I'm thinking for Southside, this op shop gives another opportunity for folk who haven't yet found a niche in any other of our activities, but just might find a role here. It's either a background role or an upfront role, but there are a million roles that could be, that are desperately needed in something like this. The upfront is really obvious, it's the background that is probably bigger. Lots of opportunities and roles there. Even cooking at home, stuff to be able to be offered here. And people have all sorts of gifts and talents that they'll be able to use. And once we get some stories going and people hear what's happening and how the community is being impacted and the good that God is doing through this place into the community, when those stories start to come, I reckon our current congregation and our growing congregation will get more excited about it and might find they want to offer their particular gift and talent into this space. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Okay, another one of the opportunities that comes in here is for our prayers, that folk could either be prayerful at home for what's going on here, for the outreach that is possible through the op shop, or folk might like to just come here, have a coffee, have something to nibble on, and be praying for the folk who are coming in and for whatever they see happening here. And there's also another opportunity for engaging with others in the congregation with transport. So those who can still drive, and I'm very blessed that I can, we can be phoning someone we know who isn't able to drive anymore and say, would you like to come down to the op shop for a few hours this afternoon, have a coffee with me, have a chat with anybody else who's there, or just have a browse around. Can I pick you up? Can I bring you down? Or those folk who aren't able to drive anymore but would still like to get out, and particularly in these COVID times, we've slowed down an awful lot, but there are folk who would still like to be able to come out and have an outing. And so for those folk to make a phone call and say, please, would you pick me up? Next time you're going, would you let me know? Can I come with you? Because this is a lovely big open opportunity for us all to engage with each other, even with folk in our congregation we haven't seen for a while, to be reconnecting with each other, and then to have a focus here. So being part of what's going on here and part of an open face to the community, part of a welcoming atmosphere, even if it's just a smile. And sometimes folk will be coming in our doors who just need somebody to smile at them. Yeah, we've all got a smile.
We do.
And so we've realised the garage sales are an even bigger opportunity for us as Southside to work together, because the op shop is just going to be the floor space and the coffee shop and the goods for sale. The garage sale is going to be so much more exciting, because we're going to have a sausage sizzle, we're going to have stuff out in the car park, we're going to have lots more stalls and cake stall and face painting and all sorts of more exciting things happening outside that are not normally going to happen in the op shop. Lots more people in our congregation being involved in that, and folk being invited from all the congregations, all the sites, to be part of what's going on here on the garage sale day. So the garage sales are going to be really exciting. They're going to be a hive of activity and opportunity, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But having said that, there's a lot of preparation to do as well. So more opportunity for our folk to work together, to be doing the preparation and getting things organised for the garage sale. Yep.